Polish card than an aggressive card. So I'm gonna take the Fairy Dragon here, just because I don't have 2-mana minions so far. Okay, Timberwolf is okay on a deck with a lot of beasts, but if you don't have beasts, it's actually really bad card. Lord of the Arena is more of a late game control card. I kinda wanna be more aggressive. I'm gonna take another 3-drop here, which is the Grizzly, but I think it's okay. I'm okay with having a lot of 3-drops and 2-drops on an aggressive deck. I just need to start being more careful here and pick more 2-mana cards instead of 3-mana cards. Okay, so then immediately get 3-mana cards. Okay. So sometimes the curve just doesn't work because you don't get many cards. You don't get the right cards to choose on your arena deck building. I might take the Houndmaster here. Let me see how many minions I have. 1 beast, 2 beasts, and a dragon. Okay, 2 beasts is not enough for Houndmaster to be good. I'm gonna take another cleric here, which is not great because I'm taking too many 3-drops. Again, Acolyte of Pain is just more of a control card, so I'm gonna take the cleric here. Okay, I can take another Deadly Shot. The Dalaran Mage here is bad because I have too many 3-drops, and the effect here is not something I'm looking for. The spell power is not something I'm looking for so far. The deckhand on my deck will most likely be a 1-mana 2/1, which is not great. Deadly Shot's a fine card. It's more of a late game card and actually not a 3-drop. You see here that I have a lot of 3-drops, but I need to take into consideration that this Deadly Shot and this that I'm gonna pick up are not actually cards that I'm gonna play on turn 3. I'm most likely gonna play that on later turns. So it's okay to have a lot of 3s. Okay, here are the choices between Freezing Trap and Raptor. Raptor is a beast which is key on a hunter deck. The Murloc Rider is not great. It's like the pirate from the last 3 cards. And Freezing Trap is more of a control card than an aggressive card. I'm gonna take the Raptor here. Even if it was not a beast, it's a fine card for an aggressive deck, and I need 2-mana minions. Now, the third Deadly Shot is a little worse. Arcane Shot is good, but you see, I really need to have my 2-mana minions. So here is where the curve is making me change my choices here. The Arcane Shot, I think it's a better card than Bloodfang Raptors, but since I'm going to be an aggressive deck, I need to have 2-mana minions to play on board, and a Bloodfang Raptor is fine. And I'm also increasing the number of beasts on my deck so I can have more beast effects later. Okay. And I can take the Jungle Panther or the Spellbreaker here. I like the Spellbreaker here because I don't have silence effect so far, but that's not necessary. It's nice to have a silence effect on the arena deck, but it's not necessary. Jungle Panther has an advantage here because it's a beast over Spellbreaker and has the same power for a lower cost. And the other option is Dragonhawk, and since it's just a 1-mana 1/1, I don't want to take it here. It's really hard to trade the Dragonhawk with another minion from your opponent, and very much likely to just be killed by a mage, rogue, or druid hero power. I'm just gonna take the Panther here, just because I think it's actually a better card than Spellbreaker on a hunter deck, just because of the being a beast. Okay, those 2 cards are not great, and they are 3-drops that I have too many so far. Savannah Highmane, it's not so great on an aggressive deck, but it's okay. Here is again when the curve that I have here is affecting how I take my cards. I'm not even looking at the 3 mana cards. I have too many trees and they are not great. So I'm gonna take the Hyman here. Okay. Next, more 3 mana cards. 1 mana, 1/2 taunt that is not great. The effect on the board is really poor. It does not trade with a 2-drop. So I'm gonna take Hunter's Mark here. I think it's fine to have one as a way to deal with big minions. Okay, now we have a really hard choice here. The Shieldmaster, it's a great, one of the best taunt cards in the game. But this Scavenging Hyena, it's one of the best cards for the Hunter because it comes down early if you want an early drop, and later just get really, really big. And I think I'm gonna take the Hyena. One of the effects of having too many 3 cards here is that 4 mana cards are less important now that I have too many trees, because if I get 2 3 mana cards early, I'm gonna play one on the 3rd turn and another on the 4th turn. So the Shieldmaster is a better card, I think, overall, but I'm gonna take the Hyena here just to have a lower curve. Okay. The options here are Abusive Surgeon, which is a fine card because sometimes all you need is a boost in attack to do some more damage or trade with a big minion. Hazerfin Hunter is also fine, but I have already too many 3-drops. Tidra Hyno, it's a fine card, and it's a beast, so between this and Abusive Surgeon, I'm gonna take the Hyno here, which makes all the beasts better later. Okay, now I have the choice between Mechanic and Farseer. As I said earlier, I don't like the Footman, just not so much of a impact on the board. So I'm gonna take the Mechanic here because I have too many 3-drops. I like the Farseer better, but the Mechanic is going to be better in this deck just because I don't have many 4-drops. Okay, now I have some more 3-drops, which I already have a lot, and Starving Buzzard is like one of the best cards in the Hunter deck. Just let you draw a lot of cards if it's not removed from the board. Since it's the card I like the most, and it's a 2-drop that I actually really need here, I'm gonna take it. Okay, none of those cards is great for me. I think I'm gonna take the Berserker. I have some 4-drops here, and I have a lot of trees, so that's something that can be played on 4th turn instead of a 4-drop. So I'm not gonna take the Inventor here. The choice is between those two, and I think the Berserker is more of an aggressive card than the Lord of the Arena. This might be a wrong pick, but the Berserker looks better here now for me. Okay, now this is another point when the curve it's affecting my choices. So I'm gonna take a weaker card here, which is the Bloodsay Rider, just because I don't want more 5 mana cards or 4 mana cards. I want more 2 mana cards. So I'm gonna take the Rider here, which is somewhat weak on a deck without weapons, but it's a fine card. Okay, Unleash the Hounds. Let's see how many beasts do I have. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 beasts. Actually, no. 7, 8, 9. Okay, I have some beasts for the Unleash the Hounds, but I don't really like this card. It's just a small effect. It's a nice combo sometimes when you play a beast and give him charge. I'm gonna forget about this now because I don't like it. I'm gonna choose between the Grizzly and the Dark Iron Dwarf. The Grizzly is great because it's a beast that you can play on turn 3, which is really fine. And the Dark Iron Dwarf, I think it's a better card on an aggressive deck. If it's a hard choice here, I'm gonna take the dwarf here because I don't have much to take advantage of the beasts. Just 2 cards here that take advantage of having many beasts on your deck, and this is, I think, it's a better card. And since I have a lot of trees, I think the dwarf fits fine here. Okay, so again, I have too many trees, so this is not a great option here. I already have some 5s here. The Rhino, it's a good card on a hunter deck, but I'm gonna take the more solid 2-drop, which is the Brewmaster. Okay, again, I'm gonna take the Wild Pyromancer here, just because I don't want a defensive 5-mana card. And between those two, this is more aggressive, which is what I'm looking for here. This is my last card, okay. I'm gonna take this and complete my 2-mana cards. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, so this is the deck I made on the arena. The curve was nice. I have some, but not many, 0 and 1 mana cards. I have a lot of 2 mana cards and 3 mana cards, which is something I like on an aggressive deck. And then it gradually goes lower on the 4 drops, 5 drops, and 6 drops, which is what you normally want on a deck. A nice curve like that. So I guess this is it. This is the deck I built. Really aggressive deck with some beasts and hyena and buzzard to get advantage, but just a solid aggressive deck. So this is it. I think now I'm gonna play some matches, but thanks for watching this video, and I see you later on other videos. Thanks.